Alright, I've had another delivery. Now it's worth explaining that I don't smoke, but I also believe you can never have too many lighters. Been looking for something that'll fit in my pancake holster. That's a nice little jet flame. That one looks pretty good. Yeah, not too much money. Fits in, can be disassembled. But then again, I can fit a standard size Bic lighter. This might do the job. And I've got a couple little skinny ones as well. Not quite as effective. I might give them a refill and see what they're like. We'll turn them up. These I don't like as much as the ones that have got the more exposed jet flame. These are much better for heat shrink tubing and soldering joins and setting hexi tabs on fire and stuff like that. But anyway, bunch of little handy things. They'll get sprinkled around the place. Alright, another delivery has arrived. And I think I know what these are. I'm going to say these if I'm correct. Try this. Let's see if we can get this open. Alright. Oops, you saw some of the messy side of my desk. So anyway, these are insoles, barter insoles. Now I have big boots. I have big boots, namely these things. So that these are brand bloody new, and they've got insoles in them. And recently, one of the insoles delaminated, and it's like I've been wearing them for maybe a week, and yeah, the fabric layer off this insole peeled off them. So I may be talking to Barter about that, but in the meantime, these are my everyday wear, so I needed some new insoles. So I ordered some, and I've got to custom order them because I can't get ones. These are size 14s. Couldn't get anything any like remotely the right size locally. So these should be good, and they should fit straight in. So good stuff. Anyway, let's see what else shows up. Pretty convinced this little folding scalpel thing wasn't a great purchase. I've stabbed myself a couple of times with it. In any case, lots of donations and deliveries. I'm not sure which month this is going to end up at because it's things have got a bit out of hand, and I've ended up just having to limit the length of my donations and deliveries videos. I think that's everything that's in here. So we've got some analog / AHD video balance. These are basically just filters that use a length of Cat5 to take some video signal and a power pair down. I use lots of these. So that was good. This I think was an AliExpress easy pick. This was like 60 cents worth of double-sided tape. They really don't give you a lot in there, to be expected, but the extra 60 cents made everything else cheaper, Temu style, because I think this is AliExpress. So we got this whole thing, the whole lot for about $8. There's a lead, a little plastic clip, sticky. No, that's just a note. These are one of these incredibly cheap cameras that I'm pretty sure are just an ESP32 module, much like this unit that's inside here. So they're not going to be great. There's an SD card, there's a charging port. In fact, I don't think these have a battery in them by the feel of this weight. So it'll be interesting to see how well these work. There's like a one touch button and a reset thingy. An event to let water into them, I think. In the slightly more valuable category of donations, we're now the proud owner of an undisclosed amount of spark plug cable. This is a heavy silicon core spark plug cable. Can I find an end? Yes, there's stuff here written on the label. I think it's 65 meters of it. Up good for 50 kilovolt. Yeah, and I think, yeah, so there's a conductor in there that is not huge, but there's a lot of silicon insulation around it. Very, very high insulation stuff. No idea whatsoever what I'm going to use this for, but, you know, I'll find a use for it at some point. Like all the other stuff that I'm now throwing out in the shed. Just throw that on the floor for a minute. That is a heavy roll of stuff. Also from Leonard Audio, spelled L-E-N-A-R-D Audio. You can Google him. I have a bag full of IEC panel mount connectors, big bridge rectifiers, small bridge rectifiers, some 100 mic 50 volt capacitors, I think. And in here we have a lot of I think they're BR254 rectifiers. These are much heavier rectifiers. So these are used for idiot proofing 12 volt electronics so that you can't hook them up backwards. Most of the time the 1 volt hit you take from the voltage drop across the bridge rectifier is worth it. Some radios, like UHF radios, have a diode or 2 diodes to prevent reverse polarity, and they just blow a fuse or pop your bloody the diode in them. Putting a bridge rectifier would be much easier. You could just put one wire out back to power them and power the rest from the chassis and not care what the polarity is. But yeah, my past experience aside, so these look like they're the BR254s, and there was 50 of them in here. But yeah, interesting box of parts that will not go astray. At some point in the distant future I will have a need for 500,000 rectifiers. Anyway, let's see what else we shows up. Okay, just had a delivery from USA, and hopefully this will go together with something from Cyprus. I'm going to just pull it open from the packet here and make sure there's nothing unexpected in here. They've wrapped up the item inside the invoice with personal details on it. Here's our item, and what did this come from? No, we can't show you anything on that sheet of paper. So this should be a laser scintillation crystal in here. If we're lucky, this will light up the blue under an X-ray radiation source, which will give us a bit of an indication as to how scintillation crystals work, which should help me demonstrate how the radio code goes that I'm hopefully going to get in the next couple of days. I've got a radio code 101, but the guys at Radio Code have decided to send me a 103G free of charge. So this looks like an unassuming little bit of glass basically, but under ionizing radiation it should glow blue. And I use these for making scintillation detectors as well. So hopefully this will work, but it's a tiny little thing. I did try using uranium glass and my glow powder and stuff like that, but none of that really glowed brightly enough. So with luck, this will do the job. Anyway, let's see what else we get. Alright, we've had a delivery all the way from Cyprus, which is going to be interesting. Now, this is by way of a sponsorship, so we will be doing a longer video, and I'll combine this unboxing with that video. It's from a company called Radio Code. Now, I'm already a customer of these guys, and hence we ended up getting a bit of a sponsorship here. And I've had Tinkerman Mick show up while I've been around to do this as well, so he's in to observe as well.
G'day, champions.
So now I've already got the Radio Code 101. This is apparently a 103G, their latest model, and they've sent this to me free of charge by way of a bit of a sponsorship. So hopefully we'll be able to do them some justice here. So we'll have a look. I've got to scan the QR code for everything, and this is the new model, which doesn't look a lot different from the old one. We'll grab that out in a minute. It feels a little thicker, but otherwise we'll fire this up, we'll put it on charge, and we'll do something with it soon enough. It should come with a bit of charge already, and apparently these are much more sensitive than the other ones. We have over here a little bit of uranium glass, and it's picking it up through the acrylic. So we'll do a few tests on this soon enough, and we'll see what we can do. Also on donations and deliveries, we have some deliveries of some side release buckles and some cam locks to go with webbing, some cloth tape. We have a donation from my neighbour of some Imperial drill bits. These are obviously second hand and a little tricky to open, and they're missing a few of the smaller sizes, but they are Imperial, and I didn't have any Imperial drill bits, so that will be handy for those tricky jobs. Anyway, thank you to my neighbour. So let's move on, see what else we get this month. Alright, a couple of deliveries just in. I've got some circuit board cleaner. This is good stuff. I use it for lots of things, particularly making sure my cameras stay working. Got some gas. Interestingly enough, I find a lot of people have lighters that say, oh, they stopped working after I refilled them. A lot of people refill their lighters with propane. which I have some over here. Some people use things like this. Liquefied petroleum gas is LPG. Not suitable for all things. This is good for the gas torches, not so much for lighters. And some people use a propane-butane mix, which ignites at a different temperature. So, make sure you're putting the right gas in your lighter. Anyway, what else did we have? We had a leather belt pouch, which is kind of handy because it fits my radio code 103, which radio code sent me. But they said they were sending it for free, but they actually sent me an invoice as well. So if I pay that invoice, it's still a cheap 103, but the agreement was I'd do some videos and they'd send it to me for free. So not sure how I'm going to deal with that. Anyway, let's move on. Alright, another donation in the field. We've got a folding shovel. Not bad, it's a plasticized version of one of the military ones, but certainly going to go well in the 8-wheeler. Okay, we're in the field for another delivery. We got a piece of silicone hose, which came with a free electric pump thingy. Supposedly fits onto jerry cans, although there's no thread. We'll work this out. This is my senior advisor's donation, and they're rechargeable, so see how it goes. It could be useful. Well, I tested out the 600ml setting on that, and it filled it exactly to the brim, to the last drop. So they measured it relatively well. Alright, we have a box has arrived. This is a delivery. Along with a Mr. Middo, he's come to see us. This looks like it's a window regulator. Let's get this open. So yeah, Mr. Middo come down from Queensland to help me out. Come down last year, we did some videos, so we're going to do some more Land Rover stuff. Got a nice little birthday present here. He has contributed to the cause, my window winder. So I can get this out of here. What have we got? Pull all this out and see if this is what we need. There we go. Wow, I haven't seen one of these new in a long time. So this is the bit that raises and lowers the window, also known as a window regulator. Brand new sliders. I didn't know they're meant to be yellow. I've always seen them as black and greasy. Good stuff. We will be replacing this in the next couple of days. Certainly a lot easier than having this whole system remanufactured, although I noticed these two gear teeth are bent out here. I'm thinking that's a stop to stop it going all the way too far. Would make sense because that's about in its normal range of movement. Okay, good stuff. Thank you very much, Peter. You'll be in the next video putting this one in. Okay, also arrived just recently is some birthday gifts. My birthday happened at an undisclosed time this year. I've held off on showing these. This one's from my wonderful financial manager, also known as my wife. I have a bit of an affinity for wolves, and she knows that. So I have a wolf howling at the moon in a little holder. I have a good spot for this. I'll have a look at that in a second. The other thing I have received, I've been lamenting the loss of my Victronox Swift Flame. The lighter in it stopped working, and they discontinued them. So this is a nice quality little lighter, and it feels very nice. It's got a nice brass body. That's actually a very good pick, so I quite like this. I may end up electroplating this at some point. We'll see how we go, and maybe laser engrave the back. Let's find a good spot for my wolf. Over on this end of my desk, there's a little magnetic panel here. This is my mini museum, as labelled, and I think my wolf should fit in there. I've removed a few things in here, so that might fit there just nicely. And this has got some old cigarette case slips that were given to me years ago. That should go in there nicely. Cool bananas. Now, I typically don't do birthdays. I just don't like the whole idea. I find it horribly depressing. And the concept of forcing me into a non-optional social convention as a gift generally is not really that effective. I tend to find it a negative experience. But I do make the off-the-cuff remark all the time, if you want to buy me something, Nitto brand insulation tape and batteries are things that never go astray. So people delivered this year. I'll be interested to see how the Duratec brand stuff goes. But I've got plenty of Nitto tape. That will stock me up for another few months. I got some industrial batteries. So these are good ones. They're still made in China, but these are good batteries apparently. And I think I've got a couple of bulk packs of Duracell AA and AAA batteries. So these will be good. I will always make use of them. And I got a card which I think is accurate. As men don't grow up, they just get bigger and hairier. So yeah, before I had a haircut last week, that definitely would have been accurate. So any case, let's see what else shows up. Well, some more deliveries. We have oil, one of which is appears to be leaking slightly. 80W90 gear oil. Castrol, we got 10W30. I got the wrong oil. That should be 15W40. Okay, and we got oil filler and Z155X. We've got a Z333 to come. Alright, we got the right oil this time. Doing well. Right, we've had some more deliveries show up. These are more by way of birthday presents. More Nitto tape, and these are the small rolls. You know, while you can turn a big roll into a small roll, these are handy in that you can shove them in your pocket or in your kit as they are. Very handy. 9-volt batteries, something I don't actually buy a lot of. Very valuable, especially around this time of year when you change the smoke alarm batteries. Though most of mine have got 10-year batteries, they still get used. More AA's and AAA's, good stuff, never go out of fashion. What else did we have? We got an Arduino Leonardo R3. I think I've got another one of these kicking around. That's a Leonardo. Handy stuff. I've got to do a little bit more with these soon. I do have some projects with that in mind. I've got some 0.7mm solder, 0.71mm, 6040 tin lead. I normally use 1mm, but my 0.7mm stuff is running out when I'm doing a lot of the tiny stuff. This is also good. Nothing, also something that never goes astray around here. I got myself a new second-hand Hero 7 Black because I misplaced my other one. Can't find it. Got a bracket and some more of the feet because I've busted a few, so that will be useful for stuff. I also got the wrong size oil or the wrong viscosity oil recently, and when I went to exchange it for the right size stuff, there was about a $10 difference. So I just said, you know what, just throw one of these in. So I have an emergency 10mm socket. Not sure what I'm going to do with that exactly, but a 10mm socket is handy, and this is a 3/8 drive one. So I'm going to mount that somewhere useful. Right where I can find it too. So yeah, handy stuff and interesting birthday stuff. Anyway, let's see what else comes up. Alright, we've had a delivery arrive, and this one completes my soul. This is a Victorinox Swiss Flame. These are a discontinued model. They did about, I think they discontinued in about 2008. Only produced for a few years, and they have a lighter in them. And the lighters are notorious for not working, which is why they stopped working. And because Victorinox has a lifetime warranty, I traded my original one in for a Cyber tool, which I am never without. But I've got this one here. I'm going to attempt to drill the rivets and fix the lighter, because somebody's just recently done a video on how to fix them. So it'll be really nice to see if we can do that with this one. But yes, this was by way of a birthday present for myself. It was the only one in Australia I could find. I ended up paying, final auction was about $400 for it, which is a fair bit cheaper than any others I could find. But it's worth it to me to have this nice little single action lighter on here. I very much miss it. Now, in the deliveries was something from Radio Code. They haven't told me what this is. They said, we're going to give you a gift, which ironically is arriving somewhat around my birthday too. So we'll see what this is. Use our new Cyber tool here to open things up. Or not Cyber tool, our new Swiss Flame. Let's open this up and see what we get in here. This will be interesting. They sent me a 103 last time. There's a bit of stuff in here. Let's have a look. Let's see what we get. I'll open all of this. And let's pull across here, see what we get. Okay. There's some bits and pieces in here, and we'll have a look. This might be, this is definitely Radio Code bits. Let's have a look. So, okay, they saw my video where I found a cesium-137 spike. So they've given me the keyring that actually shows the spike on the chart. And I love season 137. Okay, that's relevant. I appreciate that. And another one, one microcurie. Oh, there's radioactive material. Oh, don't drop and run just for fun. I will check these in a bit. Okay, that's nice. And now what have we got here? We have a, oh, they got a rubber mount for it. These are nice little Ziploc bags. Let's see what we've got here. This is good stuff. So we've got what looks like a nice rubber coating for the 103. A little handle there. And we've got a little carabiner clip for it. What's over in this one? And it looks like we've got a black and a yellow one. Well, this is nice. These will fit my 101 and my 103. So the 103 I got for free from Radio Code, and all of this stuff has been for free. Was not expecting this at all, so very good. That's the end of the package there. So this is nice stuff. I appreciate this very much. So thank you, Radio Code. And Vasily, I think is the name. Thank you very much. We'll make use of these. These will be good. All right. Let's see you when the next thing shows up. Now, fun fact, it was only a couple of months ago I actually threw out my original box, which was in mint condition. So I could have probably asked a lot more for it. Now, I did take a quick look at this, and it has been used. Now, fairly typically with these, the knife that doesn't get used too much is this one, and I do use this knife a lot. This one is quite sharp. The primary blade, on the other hand, wasn't so sharp, and I've given it a very gentle and a very light touch-up, and it should be reasonably sharp now. A little bit of tearing. It will need a professional sharpen later, but it is sharp enough that I'm not likely to slip with it and cut myself. A blunt knife can actually do you more damage, aside from knocking over a bottle in the screen. If you put excessive force on a knife, you're more likely to do yourself an injury. So often a sharp knife is safer. So anyway, let's see when these rivets get here and see what we can do.